guessed it, Pressure Points with your two favorite travel guides. I'm D. This is my sweet favorite explorer, AJ. We're coming at you with Season 4, Episode 25, The Golden Shores of Guatavita. I'm going to walk you through how to find some sweet, sweet gold. Find us on Instagram and Twitter at PointsOPressure.
So I'm upset you didn't go with my suggestion of your two golden shower boys.
I could have. I'm out of it tonight.
Yeah. You've been gone all day. You had a nice dinner, a nice nap.
Yeah, without you.
Without
that's
me.
great. Yeah.
And fuck you. You're not invited to my birthday party anymore.
I wasn't invited to your birthday party before.
I don't have birthday parties.
If anybody wants to know AJ's birthday and social, just hit me up on Instagram.
You don't have my social, but I definitely have your social.
Yeah, you held on to my social security card for a good 3 months there.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I only have a couple copies stashed around. It's fine.
That's good.
They're in my go bags, my caches that I have buried out in the forest.
I mean, it builds character. It's good for me, keeps me in check, and
No.
reminds me that I shouldn't be so careless with my identity that I really could give a shit if it got stolen. Enjoy my debt and bad credit.
No. See, here's the thing. If I need to disappear from making too many pee jokes, I can go to the forest, dig up this piece of PVC pipe that's 4-inch PVC pipe, has caps on both ends, uncap it, open it up. It's got a T-shirt. It's got a work ID from your previous job, a copy of your social, and a copy of your driver's license. All I have to do is get some shoe polish to make myself have a beard.
Okay.
And I'm you.
This is true. You just got to get some beard grow.
Yeah.
From Walmart. Pressure Points, now sponsored by Walmart. The Walton Family Industries. So, what's new this week?
Well, survived my first, week at the new job. It's not bad.
Second week?
I
don't think you're surviving it.
No, it is. It is my first week actually working. First week past
actually
onboarding.
Working. Oh, okay. I see.
So yeah, technically the second week.
What? We've met for drinks twice. What was that first week? A lie? Did you fucking lie to me?
You know it.
How could you?
But yeah, surviving. I started a chemistry class.
Oh, how's that?
It's eating my ass.
Jealous.
I mean, beating my ass.
Jelly.
No, it's actually not bad. It's just a lot to jump into.
Oh,
on the ground running. Dude. But it's going. How's your week been? Besides getting pissed in Overwatch.
It's been all right. Fun little story. This is from a few weeks ago, but
wow.
I'm going to talk about when we went to see The Conjuring 3 in theaters and our fun little experience there. AJ and I went to see The Conjuring 3 at AMC. Did you get your free popcorn, by the way, during all that?
No.
Why?
When did I have free popcorn?
I thought that you were a shareholder.
No. Okay. I didn't want the hassle for...
This is fair. I feel like they would have just been like, fuck it, whatever. Here's free popcorn. So, we went to go see The Conjuring 3. I enjoy horror movies.
Yeah, they're fun.
I enjoy paranormal movies. I don't necessarily believe it. However, I had a starring role.
I forgot. And they're never going to know who in the credits
and my name was in the credits.
Yeah.
How does that shit happen? That was amazing.
Fantastic. They're never going to know which one.
I know.
We've narrowed it down to about 600 names.
Suddenly, the creators of The Conjuring go in and remove all of the credits except for one name. And I'm like, fuck. Well, we're doing a face reveal.
Life reveal.
Well, you've already seen my face if you go see The Conjuring.
I mean...
Now sponsored by The Conjuring. So, I am... Okay, I fucking love seeing movies in theaters.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Fantastic. The experience,
yeah,
unmatched. They got the soda machines that you can, customize
I love that shit. But, without the food, without the popcorn, I don't give a shit. I love being in a theater.
Yeah. You get the infrasound.
Yeah. It's a fun, cool experience. the one thing that I fucking hate is when
Shitty
people use their phones in theaters. And I've done it. I get it. I apologize. I feel bad about it, but I usually do it when I'm on the back row.
Yeah, and accidents happen, you know, if you didn't leave your phone.
I at least have my phone on silent, right?
Yeah, yeah. And even if you forget it, it's really easy. You just hit the lock button, switch it to silent, you're done.
But in this case, it wasn't like a really important part of the film or anything, but it's quiet, and this fucking lady's phone goes off. And we're right behind her, right?
Yeah, right in front of us.
So her phone just, like, I mean, she's a boomer, so this shit is on, like, full
Oh my god,
blast.
It was so zoomed. I could...
No. The volume.
Oh, yeah, the volume.
Like, I swear she had that
text.
shit connected, like, plugged into a speaker.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that shit was just blasting. And so she pulls up her phone, and I mean, the whole world can see it, because the woman has fucking the text size on...
Oh my god.
Like, her text size was higher than my shirt size. This bitch is showing like quadruple XL. It was fucking huge.
I've got horrible double astigmatism in both eyes, and I could read that shit without my glasses on. From the row ahead of me.
The name display of who was calling her looked like the bottom of a CNN like breaking news announcement, and it had to scroll to finish showing the name. So this thing's just fucking blaring, and it's a FaceTime call. And so whenever a FaceTime call comes up, I mean, you're in a theater, it's dark, your phone's brightness is on the power of the sun, and
it drained the battery 5% just to get that call.
God, she had to get a power bank just to fucking decline a call. But the funny thing is, she did not decline the call.
No, she did not.
She answered a FaceTime call in the theater.
Like, phone up.
Yeah, like, I mean, this lady's old as shit, so she's got to hold it like 4 inches from her face and above her head somehow. Like, she's
looking up. She's reclined back and looking up.
She's got her phone up like it's an OnlyFans light.
Yeah.
And she answers the call, immediately hangs up. Like, why the fuck didn't you just decline the call? So she answers it. I see her friend's face in, like, the brightest glory that I've ever seen a human face before. And she, like, ends the call immediately. Goes into her text, and I swear
I forgot about that. You're right.
I have never seen a keyboard take up 90% of a screen until that moment when she went to message her friend and say, "I am in a movie.
One finger at a time.
Yeah, what's going on?" And after she answered the phone call, I got a lot of flack from AJ and our significant others. Because her phone started to ring. She, unleashed the power of the sun from her pocket. So what did I do? Politely cleared my throat. Loudly.
It's not polite. Not polite.
I go...
You did it like an asshole.
Oh, I did it so many times, but, the lady's screen, I could read words better on her screen than I could have read if we turned captions on in the theater. So she declines a call, and I'm just sitting there clearing my throat. And my girlfriend's just, elbowing me, stop it. And AJ leans forward, he's like, cut it out, what the fuck? And I'm like, what's she gonna do? Karen at me? I don't give a fuck. So I do it, a good 15 times.
Well, the problem was she's so old she didn't hear you. So it's just us getting secondhand embarrassment.
So I think she started to hear me towards the end, because that's when she would, she was getting flustered and would, fumble it and then put her phone on silent, put her phone away. Later on in the movie, she ended up taking it back out to respond to her friend to say, fuck all, I don't really know. But yeah, it was quite the experience, and I got a good tongue lashing from the friends. But yeah. Don't use your phones in a fucking movie theater.
Yeah.
That's why they have an announcement before the movie. The only thing that sucks is after stuff like that happens, you always worry that you're going to be the next person.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like, oh yeah, I turned my phone off. I'm like, oh my God, what if a hacker gets into my phone, turns it on, and embarrasses me after I just cleared my throat. That woman she has every right to just turn around and just glare at me and shake her head, and I'm the idiot. It fucks me up. The other thing, another pretentious story that I have for you. Mm-hmm. My girlfriend really, really wanted to go to P.F. Chang's last week, right?
The McDonald's of Asian food.
Yeah.
Or
absolutely.
no, wait, that's Panda Express. Is P.F. Chang's also like that?
It's
Or is it like the Guatavita?
No, it's like the Benihana of like Asian food, which is a bad example, but it's like that campy, like they're like weird fine dining. Well, you're also P.F. Chang's, like
an Applebee's.
No, nicer than Applebee's.
Okay, good.
But still a chain, right?
Or like a Grizzlebee's.
No, Cheesecake Factory, fancy, but.
Cheesecake Factory is extremely fancy.
Yeah, but a chain.
That's
a chain. And when you hear people are like, my favorite place to go is P.F. Chang's, you're like, man, shut the fuck up. Like, so we go to P.F. Chang's. And at the end of the meal, I get a fortune cookie, which these things change your life. AJ, it said new business opportunities will emerge this month.
This month? What? Are we going to get sponsored?
I don't know,
we
but
keep getting
something's going to happen for
from
me.
some...
No, it's not for the show. Fuck this show. It's for me. This is about me, AJ.
Wow, so selfish.
So yeah, we're P.F. Chang's believes in us, so you should too.
We're gonna finally accept one of those sponsorships from generic shave your balls and be over the top copy Manscaped.
Yeah, and basically like
but shitty.
Pay to get what they say is a free like
kit.
Ball shaving kit. And it's
they're trying to do the Manscaped
like,
advertising where they were like, oh, over the top, it's about your balls.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, I'm not going to pay $60 for something that
you called free.
Will likely remove, like, one of my testicles. No, thank you.
It's going to get a little too close.
Take
it a little off the top.
And it's going to be shears. Like,
yeah.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm good with that.
Oh, goodness. So, you never know. If any of you have any business opportunities, reach out to us on Instagram.
And we won't respond.
Goodness.
No, I'm just kidding. We usually do.
Oh, my God.
Ugh.
You're all caught up.
What else? Was there anything else?
Not that I know of.
We played video games.
Yeah, we started streaming.
But we won't talk about that.
It helps with my anger issues on video games. That's
not
the
really.
Only
You just
thing
internalize it.
No, I just let it boil inside until I play and I'm not streaming, and then it explodes like today, which is great.
Yeah, fantastic.
I don't want to have to talk to the cops again.
Yeah.
No.
And you don't want to have to buy more concealer for your girlfriend's black eye.
God, no.
You asshole.
Oh, no. I would never.
This is probably because England lost.
You know her, and she would beat the shit out of me before I would even fucking do anything.
Both of us. Sometimes
she would fight dirty. She would go straight, both hands, one ball each, and just pull.
Yep.
Two different directions. And it's like, I'm not fighting anyone now.
Ever again.
She would be ruthless, so I don't fuck with her.
Sometimes
strictly out of fear.
yeah, exactly. It's a relationship built on fear. It's like, D,
oh God,
drop your pants now.
Give me that fucking tiny dick, you piece of shit.
Okay. You're not allowed to come yet.
Yes, ma'am. Oh God.
What else? No, hold on.
Oh, you got something else.
Still on the topic of your girlfriend. I know she knows I'm joking, but sometimes when I say a horrible shit to her, she acts like she doesn't know I'm joking, and it makes me scared.
I know. She does it because it makes you scared. There's nothing better than AJ being worried because he's a horrible human being.
No, because I know she knows I'm joking. I'm being over the top because it's something
because she
that
knows
we agree
she
on.
can dox you and ruin your
that
life.
too. Yeah,
she's diabolical, man.
Oh yeah, but
it's
but
great.
I know.
It's fantastic.
But like,
do you know how nice it is to have that in your corner?
That's pretty nice.
But know that like your life is also on the line 24/7. It's great.
It's kinky. It's kind of sexy.
Yeah, it's my fetish. It's cool. It's a weird thing.
It's cool. It's
how
whatever.
Work, I guess.
It's like whatever.
Help.
Blink twice. He's
I've been
blinking.
I'm blinking
Morse
incessantly.
code.
Oh, goodness.
All
So,
right, we're good.
last year, I took you guys on a nice trip to my favorite hot spot,
No pun intended.
beach in Spain, Los Alfaques, right? If you don't remember, just stop playing this. Go listen to Season 3, Episode 13, the spiciest camping trip, which we fucked up by not naming Forbidden Barbecue. But here we are.
And you don't actually have to listen to it. It's not like backstory.
You have to. No.
I mean,
it,
go.
It doesn't, yeah, for views. I mean,
downloads.
yeah. So, today, I'm going to take you to the golden shores of Colombia's Lake Guatavita, where nothing ridiculous or bad has ever happened, and it definitely doesn't have to do with the careless people of Spain like in your last vacation. I promise everything will go smoothly.
This is
and
a feel
fine.
good.
It's a great
PP
feel-good
episode.
So, in 1537, Spain hears about a lake that might have gold in it. And they decide to head out that way.
Okay.
As anyone would, especially Spaniards who don't have bad luck with
Not at
anything ever.
And how long have they been in the area at that point?
Oh, God, dude. So fucking... Let me see if I can pull
300 years or something?
Yeah, so the search for, if you haven't picked up on this yet, the search for El Dorado was basically a 375-plus year search. And based on the fact that I can't currently get a flight to the golden city of El Dorado, largely unsuccessful.
Yeah, you kind of a resource dump.
A little bit, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that was towards the very start of it, was they started to bother the Muisca people, which I fucked that up. I apologize, but Muisca, Muisca. And the entire idea behind Dorado, which I didn't know that this was in National Treasure 2. I found out today, but
Hold on.
if you haven't watched it, because Nick Cage is a fuck up.
Can we do a National Treasure 1 and 2 watch party?
We can, but I will be high for it.
Oh, yeah.
I will,
Fat
I will
bong
be
ribs.
knocked off of my titties for
And
this.
we'll play Phasmophobia.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm
there we
fucking
go.
down. So, El Dorado was kind of twisted. A lot of people still do believe, and rightfully so, because of how the mythology around it is kind of warped, that it was a city of gold, right? The actual, the original idea behind El Dorado was it was a man who was the more or less like the prince of a town. I'm breaking this down into the most ridiculous, bad D explanation of it. And he, to pay respects to his gods, to their ancestors, he would cover himself in like this sticky mud, and they would do like gold dust all over him. He would look like a man covered in gold, and they would get a raft just covered in gold as well. And he would go out into the waters of this lake, or others, or because they didn't really know where it was, they just knew it was in or around a lake. Mm-hmm. And they would take this raft out with all these gold items on it, and they would basically give these as offerings into the lake or this body of water. And he would jump in himself and kind of like wash off this gold. Damn. And so Spain believed that there were gold remnants, like just massive amounts of gold remnants in some body of water in South America.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. If you're going into a lake taking off gold,
when you
there's
hear
going to be gold.
When you hear these stories, you're like, wow, this is definitely a possibility, especially when you're as out of touch as the Spaniards.
Yeah, and there's no language barrier.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No cultural
They
understanding
definitely all
barrier.
just speak
English.
Spanish, right? They all spoke, English back in the 1500s.
Yeah. This short sidetrack.
Yeah.
The whole time, this has been making me think of this, and I'm sorry, because it's Nazi-related.
No, you're good.
But there's...
we talked about this, and I wanted you to mention,
weird shit.
Yeah, I wanted
so
you
let's
to
talk
about this stuff.
Gold and lakes.
Okay.
There was a lake, I think, it was somewhere in Scandinavia. I can't remember exactly where. I'm very well prepared for this. Where they... I don't know, somebody found a golden cauldron with, Nordic runes and designs on it.
Jesus.
And they're like, damn, this could be, a piece, cultural artifact. This is cool.
That's huge.
Figured it out. It was probably made by the guy who made the SS rings for the Nazis. Because he talked about, I think maybe his apprentice or something, making a golden cauldron with Nordic runes on it for, Himmler or something like that.
And I mean, they dumped out all of those little metal swastikas and shit over.
They dumped a lot of shit.
Was it over the ocean or whatever? I don't remember.
But
I know they were just throwing shit off of a plane.
They were just getting rid of evidence.
Yeah.
And one thing that they would do, even during the war, if an operation was not going the way they needed it to, but they needed to destroy the evidence, they would just bring it to a tiny lake in the middle of nowhere somewhere in Scandinavia and dump their shit off. So in this same lake, I think it was the same lake, they found the counterfeiting machine that the Nazis used to try to counterfeit British currency. Because the whole idea was they would fly over different towns in the UK and drop a bunch of counterfeit money to cause hyperinflation and destabilize the entire economy.
Yeah.
Never worked. But some of the original plates and the machine itself was found in this lake.
That's crazy.
So it was just a dumping spot for old Nazi shit.
God. Only on pressure points could we go from El Dorado to Nazis.
In, half a second.
And then right back to it.
And then right back.
Before I continue, you had a little bit of information on, the Aztec language and what the Spaniards had done with it.
I should have Googled it, because I can't remember whose language it was. Because was it Aztec?
Mayans, I believe you said. I don't remember.
Maybe Mayan. It might have been Mayan.
We were drinking at the time when we talked about it.
Mayan.
We were inebriated. That would never exist.
Okay. Pretty sure it's Mayan. Okay. I could be completely wrong.
No worries.
But the whole idea was that when the Spaniards came over, they were talking to these people, and these people didn't have a written language. It was all just spoken.
Yeah.
So the priests were like, okay, well, we'll just spell it phonetically in our alphabet with our sounds, and then we'll try to decipher the words and try to break it down as well as we can. Basically trying to invent the written part of the language.
Recreate the language with their own.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was... The whole idea was... Let me see. I'm also trying to look it up.
Super on the spot, I know.
No, it's good, but if it's a different language, I'm sorry. Story's the same. So, basically, they wrote it down on this piece of, essentially, hide, and they just packed it away, and that's how this priest kind of started, being able to both teach them Spanish and kind of teach their own people a little bit of their language, so there's kind of a little bit of an overlap that really opens up communications. And then for 300 or 400 years, they lost that sheet, that sheet of hide with all that on there. So all these later scientists and anthropologists and archaeologists were going through, and they were trying to figure this shit out. And there's just
nothing's coming up.
You go and you talk to, people still within the language or within the proto, the written language, the fake written language that the priests created, and there was still shit on them, but the key was lost.
The key was gone.
The key was completely gone until some dude was in a library in Spain, and he just opened up a book, and it was like shoved in the leaf in the front of it, where it had sat for like 400 years.
Hundreds of years, yeah. Just an old piece of leather falls out on your foot. What the
and
fuck
it's one
is
of the
this?
greatest, like, the key to understanding this entire language.
Oh, God, the key to breaking down an ancient civilization's language. God damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah, a lot of this kind of piggybacking off of what your conclusion is, Spain was very reckless when it came to what they were doing in South America. Now, the Lake Guatavita is it kind of had this story behind it, and this is what really drove them. And they said, this is probably the spot. This is probably El Dorado. There was an old tribal leader in like Spain had traveled to cities close to this lake, and this is where they collected this information. And there were kind of wives' tales about it. Now, there was an old tribal leader that he was a great leader. He was powerful, and he was just so smart. But he had gotten this wife, this beautiful, like basically princess wife from another tribe. She marries him, but he's always so busy successfully leading this tribe that he's over that he doesn't really have time for his family, right? So he has a kid with his wife,
his babe,
with his bae, and kill me now, please. So they have a child together, and he's still just so busy. He's never really at home. He's always like in war or doing all this political shit, and she ends up having an affair with one of his top warriors, like his fucking number one warrior, right? And so he finds out, and she's been doing this for a while. He finds out, and he has this warrior killed. Now, he is as an apology and kind of like to recognize his wife and say, hey, look, I fucked up. This is on me. He holds this big banquet, and they go hunt down this beautiful deer, this massive animal, and he cuts out its heart, and he brings it to her on a plate and says, hey, this is an offering to you. Eat this as a token of, like, accepting my apology, more or less, right? Mm-hmm. So she eats this heart and everything, and the story goes that his subordinates all kind of start chuckling among themselves. And she finishes eating it, and she goes, what's so funny? Why is this such a joke? And they say, that wasn't the heart of a deer. That was the heart of the man that you were cheating on your husband with.
Ooh, shit.
And she's heartbroken. She feels betrayed by him.
That is such a ancient South American thing to do.
She feels like slapped in the face that like he would do this to her. So she takes their child, and she walks up to Lake Guatavita and walks into the water and drowns herself and her son, or her child. I don't remember if it was a son or a daughter, and kills them both in the water. And he is heartbroken. So what he would do is he would, every year, they would go, like he would take the tribe, and they would go up to this lake, and as an offering to her, to the memory of her, everyone would give an offering of gold to this lake.
So was the idea that both of the stories were mentioning the same lake?
That both had to do with gold, and both had to do with a body of water.
So it could be just two myths that have evolved over time and cultures.
Like Spain has come out because they're like, hey, we know about El Dorado. We can find a fuck ton of gold. Okay. They run into this little area, and they say, hey, here's the story behind this lake. And so Spain's, like, these conquistadors in 1545 are like, okay, maybe this is it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's this, like, this city regards the Lake Guatavita as just like holy grounds, more or less. Like it's up in it's a cool little spot because it's this lake that's just got mountains on like all sides of it. It's like a little bowl. It's so cool. You should look it up. And so in 1545, a couple of conquistadors, they lead a group of men into Bogota and Colombia, and they find this lake, and they think to themselves, okay, how can we get the gold out of this lake? Obviously, we don't have scuba gear, because, you know.
We got to go swimming.
Yeah. You can't really, like, do we want to swim down and have to worry about carrying all these thousands of pounds of gold that we're going to find? Do we want to have to bring that up? Mm-hmm. And someone suggests, why don't we basically drain the lake, right? So.
Oh, I was thinking maybe a hose?
Yeah. The biggest, pump system in 1500s. Somebody just has a hose and they just siphon it out for years on end.
No, I was thinking like a reed, like you go under the water and you're just breathing through this pipe.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No. They think of something way more clever, and they think, you know what we have at our expense?
Shovels.
All of us have buckets.
No.
Yep. So.
They didn't even...
These guys construct a system of emptying this lake one bucket at a time.
Was there nowhere they could dig to like lower ground? I guess it's surrounded by mountains.
Probably could have. They thought easier way.
They Swiss Family Robinson
an entire
with
fucking
a
bucket system to just scoop, hand it off, scoop, hand it off.
Oh my god!
They do this for 3 months.
It would make no difference.
Yeah, well, because they're having to hike like these buckets up over these mountains and toss it over to the side.
Yeah, because you can't just dump it.
Yeah,
out.
It'll just pour back down.
Yeah,
but I'm assuming that a lot of the spillage from handing these buckets day after day for 3 months doesn't really. It's not quite effective. They lower the water level by 3 whole meters over 3 months of
3 meters? That's actually pretty good.
It's good.
3 meters, that's like...
But that's 3 months.
9.7 feet?
It's 3 months of
9
work.
feet?
That's a lot of fucking buckets.
That's a lot of fucking buckets, but that's way more than I thought they would be.
Yeah, but I mean, they're also probably working day and night.
Oh, yeah.
This is totally ineffective.
It's definitely... insanity.
So, they lower it 3 meters, and they yield the equivalent. How much do you think they found? I mean, they found gold.
Oh, like...
How much do you think it equals in pesos or, like...
I was going to say weight?
Like U.S. dollars in gold.
Today?
Today, yeah.
Fuck, an ounce is like $1,000 or something? I don't know, the exchange rate.
Me neither, but
10 grand, 5 grand.
You think they only find 5 grand of
maybe
gold
10
in
grand?
there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, you were a lot lower than I expected.
100,000.
Yeah, they find $100,000 worth of gold.
I mean, that's not bad.
3,000 pesos. But when you're looking for a fucking city of gold,
and you just spent 3 months,
and you spent 3 months.
I think they're in the hole.
And your team is exhausted, and you say, oh, well, we have,
enough money to send back to the Catholic Church.
30 pounds of gold, for example. I don't know how much it comes out to. Not a lot.
Yeah, that's not a ton.
30 pounds is probably really generous. Like 10 pounds of gold. We'll say that.
Hold on. Let me figure it out.
But yeah,
I'm so sorry.
That's a terrible fucking yield. You go back to Spain and you say, we found $100,000 worth of gold. And they go, what the fuck were you doing for 3 months? And they go, well, we were emptying the lake. How did you empty the lake? 1 bucket at a time, my lord. And he goes, get the fuck out of my sight. We're sending another crew in 5 years.
Bro.
Huh.
3.8 pounds of gold.
So you show up with a handful of gold.
That's like less than a bar. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. And I mean, you've got to pay your workers. You don't.
Well, yeah. They're getting paid from their...
the experience. They can put it on their resume.
No, I was going to say from their duty to God and my country.
Oh, God. Okay, Scout Boy. Now, 5 years later, Spain has set things up, and they are coming to win this, right? So in 1580, a Bogota entrepreneur comes in, and he has a notch, like, cut out of the mountains into the lake, and they drain like 20 meters of this thing.
They should have done that first.
Yeah, I know.
Would have been a lot quicker.
Maybe they should have brought shovels or an excavator.
A backhoe would make short work of that.
They drain it 20 meters.
Damn, that's a deep lake.
Yeah, and they're finding they're finding gold. They're definitely finding more. The only issue is that you're next to a lake, so you aren't really going to have, like, the most stable notch.
Yeah, it
and
would keep
they run
collapsing.
into constant collapses that are just killing people over and over and over.
Wait, that's one less mouth to feed. That's more money in the bank.
Okay, so they've lowered this thing 20 meters, right?
Well, plus the 9 or 20 additional?
20 meters plus 3. So,
Or 3.
I mean, I'd
yeah.
assume that rain has... Oh, fuck. My PC just died. No worries. So, 23 meters has gone down, right? Mm-hmm. How much gold do you think he just yielded this time?
Not counting the first amount?
Yep, new amount.
Another 4 pounds.
Another 4 pounds?
Yeah, another 100K.
Okay. You shot low again.
What?
Yep. He yields 300,000.
Damn.
Yeah. So not
So
bad.
like 10, 11
but
pounds.
Based on the amount of labor and work
that's
that
not...
went into this, 300,000 pounds isn't shit.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I would certainly be satisfied with 300,000, but I also don't have an entire team of men digging into the side of a mountain.
And
for
a church
example.
that's paying for this.
And a church of fucking, like, nutcases that are like, hey, we love gold and God. What better way to serve a God that wasn't materialistic at all than by giving him gold, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they get like 12,000 pesos, I think. Mm-hmm. So most of this is in like gold ornaments, jewelry, armor, and they end up sending it back to Philip II of Spain. Now, this entrepreneur died broke. Like,
yeah, no shit.
I wonder why. So they kind of call it quits a little bit on Lake Guatavita. And they step back from it. They're searching everywhere else, causing all sorts of problems in South America.
No.
And
everything was fine, right? That's what they taught me in my high school, my U.S. high school history class.
Yeah, God.
They gave them corn.
Yeah. Oh, that's definitely what what the Pilgrims did. They gave them corn and hugs. Mm-hmm. So,
and we let them come into our houses because they were backwards and didn't have houses for the winter.
So, 220 years later, right?
Damn.
In the year 1800. This shit has been going on for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Alexander von Humboldt.
Fantastic man.
Right? He's visiting the lake, and he returns to tell Paris that the lake could likely yield 300 million in gold.
300 million in gold?
Yeah, and this also gets
Where do you get his sources from?
This gets back to Spain. Just from the people.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of the same thing as what the conquistadors ran into before, was... all these legends, the city of gold, which isn't actually a city of gold, but it is now because we've kind of fucked up the story. It's like a 220-year-long game of telephone.
Fuck, yeah.
Yeah.
So
not going well.
I found it. I found the story I was talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So now I can correct myself, ignore everything from there.
Oh, no.
It was... I gotta scroll back up.
Like it was the ancient Russians.
It's called the Florentine Codex. So this was made...
It was a Germanic tribe, actually.
Yeah, fuck. No, it was made in the 16th century.
Oh, okay.
It was the most in-depth, detailed manuscript that anybody made on this language. 2,400 pages in 12 books.
Holy shit.
With 2,000 illustrations drawn by native artists.
Holy shit.
The whole
and they lost all of that?
And they lost it in the Florentine library. And it wasn't until, and I love it, because on the Wikipedia page it just says, they became aware of it.
What language was it?
In the late Aztec.
Aztec, okay.
Yeah, one of the Aztec languages. So they became aware of it over 200, almost 300 years later.
How do you
become aware?
2,400 pages?
2,400 pages. 12 volumes.
Jesus
and it was just
Christ.
in this old library that you can only go in if you're like an anthropologist or a historian. And it's like the books that you have to touch with the white
Imagine
gloves.
losing a book that's larger than the fucking Bible.
Yeah.
That book alone weighs more than all of the gold that they've yielded from Lake Guatavita at this point. Tenfold. A 2,400 page book is like, that shit weighs more than my car.
But even then,
because that's some old school paper. Like, this is some hefty shit.
So they, a bibliographer published a description of the book. The person who rediscovered it in 1793, published this description of it in Latin. But again, nobody knew about it until the 19th century, until 1879.
Jesus
so past
Christ.
the Civil War.
So it sounds to me like this is still more accurate than what we call the Bible today. It's gone through fewer revisions.
Way fewer. And, it was basically the greatest scientists, the greatest minds at the time, essentially, during that time period. And getting the natives to illustrate in it, like, that's a huge
Imagine
huge
being considered one of the greatest minds and you lose 2,400 pages.
Yeah.
I can lose, like, my entire collection of books, which isn't a lot, and I would still lose fewer pages than that. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Okay, so
now that's fixed.
1800, this guy basically re-announces Lake Guatavita and says, hey, here's all this crazy shit, right?
Yeah, maybe there's gold in it. You want to
300 million.
Get your buckets.
Yeah, get your buckets.
By the time you're done, you'll have golden buckets.
Get your buckets and pitchforks. And it takes 98 years for Spain to do another thing. So we've gone another 100 years. 1898. The company for the exploitation of the lagoon of Guatavita was made.
Oh, such a great name. Holy
the
shit.
most spiteful name for a company. One more time.
Exploitation.
The company for exploitation of the lagoon of Guatavita. Now,
holy shit, like they're not even hiding.
No.
They don't give a shit.
They go in and they basically go well below where Guatavita is. And they dig a tunnel into the mountain. And they come up right below it, and they drain the entire lake with a tunnel system from below Guatavita.
And just, fuck off all the peasants and villagers below that lake.
Jesus Christ.
Flood an entire fucking region.
So,
goddamn.
They empty this fucking lake. And they get up there, and there's like 4 feet of fucking slime and mud that you can't dig out because you dig it out and it just covers itself.
I was going to say, and now there's no water to pan the gold out.
Yeah, because good fucking luck. Like, have you ever tried digging a hole in a lake? Oh, surprise, it doesn't really fucking work. So,
oh my God.
They go, okay, I know what we're going to do.
We fucked up.
No. They go, we haven't fucked up yet. We're going to sleep on it. So, they've got this lake completely drained. They crashed for like a day or two. They come back to it. And they think, the sun has kind of like dried things up a little bit. Now we can dig. Now we can find gold a little bit better.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, the only problem is that this slime and mud combination was just like so gooey and shit that when the sun hits it, this shit turns to cement.
Oh, shit.
So they try digging, and they can't dig anything up. They don't get anything. You want to know how much, like, gold they found?
How much?
500 pounds. Not weight. 500 euros, more or less.
Oh,
German pounds. Or, sorry, not German.
German pounds.
500 British pounds of fucking gold.
Jesus.
Yeah. So they basically find, like, a chicken nugget of gold. That's it.
Yeah, they fucking suck, bro.
They didn't find a fucking thing. The company
Wait,
comes
is that
back.
that money of the day or today's money?
Today's.
Oh my god. So nothing.
They didn't find fucking
They found a
anything.
flake.
They found fuck all, buddy.
Oh,
so,
shit.
Company comes back, immediately files for bankruptcy.
Yeah, no shit.
Now, I do have a happy ending on this.
Do you?
Yeah. And you can go and visit Lake Guatavita.
All right.
Yeah, you can go to Colombia. You can go on these cool tours where they teach you all this shit way better than I did. And they'll take you to the lake, which, by the way, it's there.
And they filled back up?
Yeah, they plugged the tunnel back up and shit.
Got a big cork.
Filled her back up, yeah. And in 1965, they designated the lake as a protected area, and excursions there to look for any gold are completely illegal.
Good.
Yeah.
But what the fuck were they thinking? 300 million. 300 million worth of gold.
Largely unsuccessful
I love
excursions.
the unsuccessful ones.
Oh, man. So, skip going to Spain. Los Alfaques is cool. Well, not. It
was very
it's
hot.
Spicy. Yeah, extremely hot. Skip that shit. Go to a cool historical site. Check out
hell yeah.
Guatavita. But yeah.
Fantastic.
Not bad, baby.
So, are you going to have a part 2?
I mean, to be quite honest with you, there was a lot that went on with El Dorado. Yeah. This was just one of my favorite things to read. It was like, there wasn't a lot of information on it. And so, like, I'm reading, everything I was reading was just like, hey, we got all of our shit from Wikipedia. And I was like, oh my God, that's my entire podcast. And,
I'm not on Wikipedia right now.
There was one that was like I had to go through a lot of dumb like white people travel blogs and read their bullshit. God. So there's a very good chance that a lot of this is totally inaccurate. But if you go to Lake Guatavita, reach out, tell me what you learned there, because you probably learned a hell of a lot better than Troy, who went with his family and complained about the. No, I'm not kidding.
Okay.
He bitched about how hard it was to find a car seat in Colombia.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not kidding. I got to that part and I was like, yeah, fuck this guy. So, if you go to Colombia, apparently don't take your kids, I guess.
I mean, fuck no, that's why I don't want kids.
I mean, you can take your kids. Just give them a rope and put them in the wheel well for the spare tire.
There you go. Perfect.
Still safer than putting him in a car or in a seat. But yeah. So I will very likely have another like part of El Dorado because they just did some dumb shit out there.
I love that shit. Like some of the old, they're probably all BS, but like some of the myths or some of the legends are so fantastic. Like how badass do you have to be to have an entire civilization who will, at times, when fighting these people who are raping and pillaging their lands in search for gold, where they would just pour boiling gold down their throat. Like, how badass.
That's fucking cool.
Or
it's like filling an anthill with, like, the aluminum. Have you seen that stuff? They'll pour liquid aluminum. Imagine doing that to a person.
Yeah,
you
that's
just
exactly
peel off all their skin and muscles, and you get this cool little statue.
And there was some cool food too. This one.
That's what we should do. We should find someone that wants us to pour liquid gold down their throat,
and then melt their body, and then donate it to the bodies exhibit. That's exactly.
We'll donate the remains, but we'll keep the gold.
We keep the gold.
Yeah, the melty gold structure. It'll be super cool, and it won't stink at all.
Not at all. We'll Febreze it
every day. Daily spritz. 2 sprays.
No,
you don't want to ruin the gold.
No, we've got the automated one. It's every 4 hours it goes.
And we'll have 5 of them.
Yeah, all around. But I was watching on the YouTube Tasting History with Max Miller. He deserves a shout out. He's fantastic. He makes old recipes basically from historical accounts, old recipe books, and things like that. And he did one probably a couple months ago where it was an old drink from South America.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
A hot chocolate drink.
Oh, like
with cayenne, with actual
the actual
chocolate.
chiles and shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Super cool. The only ingredient that he didn't add in it was human blood. For
Why?
some reason.
What a pussy.
Right. But yeah,
It doesn't take a lot. Just get a needle.
Like there's
You'd
so
be fine,
many.
dude. Just spritz some of your own in there.
Yeah.
It's not weird if you're drinking your own blood.
Exactly. In the history of South America, we've largely stayed away from it, except for we've dabbled a couple of times, but not much that far back.
I feel like it's also
really
cool.
cool.
Really tough
It is
because it's like Africa, or Southern Africa, I should say, where it's gone under the radar because like people just regard it as these like third world countries, nobody gives a shit about it, but they have rich histories.
Oh yeah.
And they like
rich cultural history.
Even if you just look into like their old wives' tales, like old mythological beings, like their gods and shit, it's still fucking amazing.
It's so cool. So I'd like to do it some more because, damn, there is some fantastic shit.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I'll definitely have some more El Dorado coming on the way.
Oh yeah, and just like. It's the perfect example of like cultural differences, like in terms of materialism.
Yeah,
like Spain looks at gold. They came in, the conquistadors came in, saw gold and jewels and shit, and they're like, "Holy shit, we're rich! Let's do this." But in a lot of places, culturally, it was like, yeah, everybody's got some of these gems and some of this gold, like. Whatever it's like iron, It's like it's another point. It's another material. It's another tool.
It's just something we can use to craft something.
Yeah, and we can make decorations with it.
It's like marble. Like imagine marble. Like
yeah.
If they saw marble in, I mean, they probably had it. I have no idea, but like Rome with marble, right?
I mean, yeah, Greece and Rome.
Yeah, so like Rome with marble. They have their cities of marble, but that would blow the minds of people from areas that just didn't have that anywhere. And they have these cities of gold because it was so accessible, and everyone else is like, "Oh my God, we don't have that here." And it's
pretty fancy.
It's pretty wild.
Have you heard of the secret language of the Incas?
Huh.
So apparently, I only know a little bit about this, but apparently the nobles of the Incan Empire, like the ruling class, the nobles essentially, spoke a different language, could speak a different language that would only be spoken by and to different nobles.
Jesus.
As a way to separate themselves from the peasants.
God damn. It doesn't surprise me.
And nobody knows what the language is, or was. It could have been like an older form, like a more proper form of the language that they were already speaking. Could have been a cultural dialect.
I have an idea.
That they came from up north. It could be Proto-German.
It's probably that...
It's not Proto-German.
No. It's probably that lizard language that Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos speak.
Oh yeah, it's the same language that our nobles speak.
The lizard people speak. By the way... This could be a very successful month. We might get shares of Amazon. This could be the business opportunity.
We're going to get shares of Amazon?
Amazon, Virgin, or Tesla, because homeboys are going to space, and who knows how successful those spaceships might be.
Oh, so if one blows up, the stock price will tank, and
all
then
three,
we'll buy.
maybe. Who knows, baby? Get ready to cash in.
All right, if somebody dies in an explosion, buy up the stock that they were part of, because it'll tank. And then it'll fucking explode.
Did you hear about it? Like that stupid space race between those three?
I'm not surprised.
Bezos announced his fucking launch, and God knows, it was like July 20th or something. Mm-hmm. And Richard Branson, the guy that's over Virgin Airlines and Virgin Mobile and all that shit.
Virgin Galactic?
Yeah.
I thought Bezos's was Virgin Galactic.
No. Bezos, I don't know what the fuck his is. Amazon Prime space delivery.
Yeah.
Mars delivery 2-day overnight. So Richard Branson came out and was like, I'm going July 11th. And yeah, he launched yesterday.
Then Bezos said, no, I'm going the 10th.
Yeah, God. And then Musk came out and was like, I've actually already been. I'm from space. Jesus Christ.
Well, we knew that.
We know. We know, Musk. Get out of our face
It's
about
obvious.
it. Fuck.
Yeah, get Grimes back to Pluto. She should not be here. Have you seen...
No.
You know who Grimes is, though.
No.
What? Elon Musk's wife?
Oh, God. Yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't know her first name.
Yeah, the artist, whatever. Yeah, Grimes. I know
Well,
who you're
she's
talking
also,
about,
like...
though.
A psychologist, like with a doctorate or something.
Dude, I have no
like
idea.
she's a very smart,
I really
insane
don't like,
person.
I really don't like Elon Musk.
No, yeah, same. So she got some tattoos recently.
Oh God.
Hold on. Fuck, I gotta find it.
We went from El Dorado to a pop culture episode. Look
I'm
at us.
sorry. I'm so sorry. We're just
Should have been
talking.
a sloppy seconds. We fucked up.
Shit.
While you look for that, thank you to our patrons. Let's see. D's Nuts, Casey McFacey,
Nordic Thunder,
Toddle
Waddle.
Waddle. I can't read it from here. I don't
Dark
know.
Runner, and Haley.
Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate it. If you want some of those sloppy seconds episodes, which we're trying to be better about it this half of the year, follow the links in our bios on Instagram and Twitter at @PointsOPressure. Find us there. If you don't want to continue hearing pop culture shit, by all means, just get the fuck out of here. I don't blame you. I would have tuned out 10 minutes ago. What the fuck?
They're alien scars tattoos.
Are they the ones that are like cut out of their back?
No, it's just a tattoo, I think.
Oh, it looks like burns.
Yeah, it's alien scars is what she calls them. Yeah. How fucking pretentious.
I hate them. I hate them so much.
I hate them. Because everybody's like, he's self-made.
Tattoo.
He started this company.
Not
he
her
made...
tattoo. I
Oh,
fucking hate them.
Them. That's what I'm saying. Because everybody's like, oh, Elon Musk, he started PayPal. He's a self-made man. Forget all the orphan blood in his parents' emerald mine.
The thing is, if you have enough money to go into space and avoid the downfall of the planet, you probably have enough to pay your employees more. You probably you definitely have enough to get behind the idea of a UBI.
Or just food.
Maybe
for starving children.
Instead of starting a fucking space program, stop starting or listing your company as one in the Virgin Islands or wherever the fuck you put it.
Maybe pay the taxes.
And pay the taxes. Do worldwide tax. Actually pay your shit so the quality of life for everybody else goes up instead of hoarding like massive, insurmountable wealth. So fuck off about it.
He looks like a toe. If you have enough money to start a space program because you don't think Earth is going to last for the human race, why not spend some of that money to make sure Earth will last so you don't have to go out of space? Maybe some renewable resources, some, ending hunger. Yeah, UBI even, healthcare.
No, doesn't make sense. Sounds too expensive.
Student loan debt.
Rather make a trip to space. Sounds cool. Way better than being nice.
One of those fucking trips to space pays my yearly salary for like 10 years.
Oh, well, way more than 10 years, dude.
No, I'm a rich bitch.
Insane. Yeah, totally
No, I'm just
rich. Like, I do generally wish, like, I have bad wishes on a lot of people. I hope that these are just unsuccessful. I really don't give a shit.
That you wish they explode?
Oh, yeah. I hope we have some fucking Columbia... Like, what flight was that? The one that just exploded over everybody? I'm fine. I am perfectly fine finding Jeff Bezos' potential, like, brain matter in my backyard.
I'm just going to say the tip of his pee-pee.
Yeah, God, dude. It's just like, fuck you guys.
Yeah, because at this point, there's no fucking excuse.
How do I...
They know better.
How do I just poke, like, a pinhole in one of these ships?
Ding. just yeah.
Yeah, fuck them. Don't come back. But
please.
yeah, so that's our shit. We will catch you guys
El Dorado.
next Monday. Yeah, El Dorado.
El Dorado.
Yeah, we'll see you next Monday. Stay safe this week and avoid that fucking heat.
Josh, subscribe.
Yeah, we're looking at you, Josh.
I'm on the wrong page.